Good evening, guys. So, Jason Guyman here with ChristmasLightsHelp.com, and I just wanted to jump on here just to talk and see if you have any questions. I'm kind of going to give you what I'm going to be offering this year and what I can do to help you to grow your Christmas light business and to be successful and to be able to help you do whatever you need help with. And so I know I haven't been on this channel in a while, and so what I want to just talk a little bit about is Christmas in July. What are some things that we can do in July that will help us come in, October, November, that type of area? And so one thing that when I was running my Christmas light business is I would always send out Christmas card, handwritten Christmas cards to all my past customers. And when I really started growing, like last year when I was growing like crazy, I would actually go ahead and do some, I would go ahead and send out my Christmas cards, and I would usually offer a 5 or 10% discount if they paid by, say, August. And the reason why I did that is, and a lot of times I would offer that discount if they would go ahead and book in October. Now, if you're just starting out, you don't have to worry about that so much because October is really not some time that we got to worry about it. But, if you are a growing Christmas light company, you will start needing to do more installs in October. And so October really is a good month to start. Good things about October of putting up Christmas lights in October is the whole, a lot of times it's not that cold outside. You're not dealing with snow and all the crap weather that goes along with it. So if you have any questions about Christmas lights, go ahead and leave them in the comment here and I'll answer whatever I can get to. But I do want to offer a couple of different things this year, and I would like to know if you're watching this video whenever, some things that I might be able to help you with. What are some things that you are struggling with Christmas lights? If you have any questions at all, I know right now it's going to be mostly questions about how to install, and that's fine, and all the great things that go along with installing Christmas lights. I am planning on starting to do one video a week, or I'm going to try to do at least one every other week, so that way I can get my channel. I want to build this channel up. My goal for this channel is to reach 5,000 likes or subscribers by the end of this year. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that is my goal. And so that is kind of what I want to shoot for, is to get 5,000 subscribers. And so how I'm going to do that is some different videos. I've been doing a lot of different YouTube, learning more about YouTube. So I'm going to try to do some storytelling on the Christmas lights side of things. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know what it's going to do, but again, and if you need to know anything about Christmas lights, you can put it in the comments and all that kind of stuff. And so Brian asked, I'm in Southern California. What is the best way to hang lights on gutterless homes with Spanish tile? I use a lot of the Omni clips, and they will clip onto there, and you can do them that way. So that way you don't have to worry about damaging anything or anything like that. And when they come down, they pull right down. You can also use, it's called a tough clip. That way the bulb is actually screwed. There's actually a couple different types of the tough clip, just different name brands and what they are. And so if you screw them on there, that way you don't have to worry about them falling out. And at the end of the year, when they come down, they will all come right down. And so that is a great way to do it in the Southern California area. I'm assuming how far south are you? Are you down by San Diego, or are you more north than that? But that is a great way to be able to install those, so that way they will hang on to those tiles. That's something that I don't have a lot around here. I've only done one house with Spanish tile on them, and so it is something that is a little bit different, but that is how you do it. I know people in Phoenix that do it that way, and that is the best way to do it. But again, if you have any questions, please ask down below. In that way, or you can ask here on the live right now, and that way I will do it. I would like to start doing a live either once a week or once every other week. And so if you would just let me know what days work best. I do lives like this for my pressure washing channel, and just north of Los Angeles. Awesome. So that is something that we can do that. My computer's going to be stupid again. So Cleanse Pro Wash asks, where do you buy the lights? Well, this year, if you want, you will be able to buy them from me, which is pretty good deal where I get them at. I'm actually going to work with my supplier that I've been working with, Bill Borgensen, and so I will be able to help you with that. There's a couple other places. A lot of times I always tell people it just depends on where your location at and how fast you need them. Obviously, if you're located in California, you may want to, there's a guy out of Utah, and you might want to buy them out of there versus Chicago, just because of freight and all the other stuff that goes along with it. So just some thoughts, food for thought on that. There's also, the guy in Chicago, I'm in Kentucky, Cincinnati area, and pretty much it's 2 days out that it takes me to get those lights. So that is something that you do have to look at. Jonathan says, okay, so I've got too many lights and light up stuff for my garden. I use an extension cord lead with a waterproof box. Would it be safe to buy another one and plug the second extension lead into the first one? As long as you're using LEDs, you should be able to do that. You can tie a lot of LEDs in before you start getting into too much voltage, or too much amperage. And so you should be fine, Jonathan, that you should be able to do that. There is a little meter. I believe you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/tools or somewhere around there. Christmas, I got pressure washing on my head. ChristmasLightsHelp.com/ there's a tool on there that will tell you the amps. And that would be the safest way to know if you are putting too many amps. The biggest thing with that, with your garden, is some of that stuff, like I'm assuming if you have different, maybe non-LED, and if it's non-LED, I've got all LED stuff. Okay, so you'll be good on that. LED pulls very little. So just for instance, the old LED, so these right here with the C9 bulbs that are behind me, back in the day when them were incandescents, you could only put 130 on a line, and that was 10 amps. I believe this house here had almost 250 plus all the little shrubs down here, and we were only at like 5-6 amps. So there's very little bit of amperage pulling when we're dealing with this. Have you ever worked with commercial businesses? Do you have any advice for obtaining commercial clients or any tips for commercial? This will be my first year doing Christmas lights. Yes, I do. This house right here was actually a commercial. This is for a Huff Realty, which how I got it was through email marketing. And in my email marketing course, I do go all through that. I talk about how to get, where to get. I did a lot of HOAs, like your entryways going into HOAs, and I showed how to find all the property managers, how to get lists, how to scrape lists, and to send out emails for that. That is something that you really need to start pushing now. If you want to do HOAs, because now is the time that they are looking at setting that stuff up and getting that scheduled. And they're looking at their board and their budget and all that kind of stuff. So now is the time to look at getting that stuff. The commercial isn't something that you're just going to get on the last minute well very much. They are looking now to try to find that stuff. So in my course that I offer, I go very in depth on that. It takes too much time. And I give you several different websites that you can use to scrape and to get email addresses, so that way you will be able to gain those commercial customers. Commercial customers are great for Christmas lights. You can charge quite a bit and you will get a lot of money for it. And so that is the great thing about commercial jobs. Commercial jobs, I like commercial jobs. Sometimes we had one that had like 45 trees, and it was a 3-day solid of 2 or 3 people, and you're tired because it's all pole work and you're working the pole like no other. And so that it's good upper body strength. Let's just put it that way. Your shoulders are burning by the time you're over with. So you're about tired and you're done when when you're done with commercial work. That's why I like doing houses like this. You can jump in there an hour and a half, 2 hours if you got a good roof guy, and you're in and out in no time. That is where, honestly, where your money really is on your roof outlines and your wreaths. I love the 60-inch reefs. You buy them one time and you make good money off of them. And they look pretty, and they are something that is definitely going to upsell you and be able to help you grow your business and that kind of thing. So, but that is a good thing to do. If you, like I say, if you have any other questions, just let me know. I will. I'm going to try to start jumping on here once a week. I don't know what day of the week it's going to be yet. I have to kind of figure out my schedule. And then I am going to start trying to shoot some Christmas light videos. So if you have any videos that you would like to see, let me know, and I will help you out with that. But again, I love Christmas lights. My kids love Christmas lights. I'm going to try to do some permanent Christmas lights, showing how to do those. I know there's other videos out there, but I want to show some videos. I'm going to show some comparisons between a couple of the different brands of the permanent. I actually did a pressure washing class, and one of the guys that was there does Christmas lights too. And he was telling me that he was getting some pretty good money out of permanent lights. Charging $20 a foot for permanent lights, and so $25 a foot, and so it is permanent. It is up all year, and so that is something that I will probably start doing. I'm just getting started. Lights are really expensive. How do you recommend I handle buying starting inventory? So a starting inventory, I would probably buy like 1,000 foot of it, and that's 1,000 foot of C9s and 1,000 foot of warm white, and that will give you about 4 houses, depending on what size houses you have, and you start on. That'll give you about 4 to 5, and then so that'll be close to $1,000 right there. And then once you start bidding them out and you start closing, you can start pushing them out, and you can start ordering more lights at that point. Your minis are a little, you're going to have to buy just a couple cases as you go. Minis are kind of tough depending on how many you sell, what you sell, and all that great stuff. There's some garland in this picture right here. I would highly recommend you not to do it. You can, but it sucks, and sometimes that's where your complaints come. So, they want you're charging a premium pricing for it, and so they want to be able to get their best out of it. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah. So I love Christmas lights. Like I say, it is a fun time. Christmas lights is one of those things that is probably the best thing. You can make a ton of money off of it, and it is great. See if this will work. Nope. Do your customers rent the lights from you each year, or do your customers buy the lights from you and pay you to store them during the summer? Bill, no, it's a service. I don't. If you rent them, then you can charge, but we sell it as a service, and so the service is we we help you design it. We bring our lights. We put our lights up on your house. If you have any troubles, we come back and fix them within a business day, and then in January we take them back down, and next year you pay the same amount. Now what we will do is give a 3-year discount, so if they sign up for 3 years, we will give them a 3-year discount, so that way we also know they're coming back. And you say, well, what if they don't show up the next year? Well, if they don't show up, we'll put them on somebody else's house and sell them for more. But most of the time, the 4 years that, let's see, what was it? The 6 years that since 2014, since I've been doing it, been a few. You know, some of them move and that, and you're not going to go back and charge them. Some of my best customers I lost because they moved. They moved here from Chicago, and they used the guy that I learned from. And then when they moved out of here, that I didn't get to use them no more. And so it was a beautiful house and lots of lights, and they loved us. So that was something. Any tips for sticking a 10-foot Christmas tree in the ground on grass, or something to use to stop the wind taking it if the weather gets bad? No, I don't have no tips. I would maybe try to get you a pedestal, and then obviously try to maybe take some guide wires and hold it down that way. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe like a piece of plywood that you could build something to help hold it that way. I don't know. That is a good question. Is it reasonable to keep buying lights? Are the reasons go on? Do wait times or back orders get long? Most of the time, what I would tell you is buy them before mid-season. Sometimes about mid-season on. So sometimes around that November, middle of November, right around Thanksgiving, they do start running out of lights. And so you may have to start calling different places to try to find lights. This year, my supplier that I use said that China, normally he gets his lights in September, and they're planning on bringing them in August. And so they're actually coming sooner over from China and faster. So that is one of the things that might help slow that down, or might be able to help that process. But he did say he wasn't ordering as much because some of his bigger suppliers, some of his guys he supplies, wasn't buying as much. So everybody's a little bit scared right now, and so I don't know exactly what's going to happen this year. I don't know. It's one of those things that I asked Bill, and he was like, he thinks it's going to be good, but you don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, with the election year and all the crap going on right now, I don't know what's going to happen. So I hope that everything is good. I know in the pressure washing world, it's been good. A lot of people have been doing really good in the pressure washing world on the residential side, but not so much the commercial side, because places are shut down. Places are not doing the business as of that. So I don't know what's going to happen, but that is something that I do know, that the pressure washing world for the residential is, so usually pressure washing world and residential would go down right now in July and August, and it's staying pretty steady. I think where everybody's staying home and nobody's going on vacation. So I think, a lot of times this time of year, a lot of people going on vacation, spending all their money, and they don't have no money. But this year, they are staying home and they're not going on vacation, so they got a little bit more extra money on the side that they can spend on pressure washing. So let's just hope that stays true with the whole Christmas light thing, if that makes sense. Like I say, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or any of that kind of stuff, but I also don't want to be somebody that, I want to make sure that whatever it is, that we can make sure that we can keep it going and all that good stuff. So I hope it's a good year for Christmas lights. Last year, Christmas Lights Cincinnati did $500,000 in just 3 months. So I think that they I know for a fact that our prices went up. We were around that $6-7, and last year we were selling at $8 a foot, and so that is something that is pretty good. So where can you find all your courses and info? Right there, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com, and then it goes under training, and under training you will find the Christmas light training package, and that's just Christmas lights. I have all my Christmas light stuff in there, and then I also have all my marketing stuff. All my marketing stuff is for pressure washing and Christmas lights, and I go pretty in depth. The only thing I haven't went in depth a lot, and I will put it in there before that, is some of my AdWords is mostly for pressure washing. I will add Christmas lights before the time gets here, and so that way, if you want to run your own AdWords for Christmas lights, it will all be in there. I will do a one-time setup for Christmas lights. I know I've done it in the past, but I'm probably going to raise that price. But it is in there, and so that way, that is how I got most of my business, other than email marketing, is through Google Ads. But some other things you can do. Your Google Maps listing is good. But one thing I found that is pretty doggone hard is getting 5-star reviews for your Google Maps. And so I don't know why it's so hard to get 5-star reviews, but it is. And so I don't know if it's just I didn't try hard enough, or if it was, I don't know. But your Google Maps is something that is very important to make sure that you are coming up in the map pack so that people can buy from you. Otherwise, if they don't buy from you, and they don't know who you are, it can be tough. But things we can do to help our maps pack out is we can add pictures and all that kind of stuff. And we do need 100 pictures in there. We want to try to get to that point. I know that can be tough, especially just starting out, but it can definitely be done. It is definitely can be done. But again, I will start coming back on. Make sure you hit the subscribe button with the bell notification, so that way it'll send you an email when I come back on. But I will just let me know what I can do to help you all to grow your business, because it is a good business to be in. I think even with COVID, I think it's still going to be good this year. I know a lot of people are getting into it, there's more and more, but a lot of guys don't charge enough, and they go out of business before they know it. And this is a business that if you don't charge enough, you will go out of business just as fast as you get in business. And so, got to know how to sell. You got to know how to get customers, and all the good stuff. And if you got some big competitors doing it and they're cheap, it's going to be a little bit tougher for you to do it. But it can be done. It can definitely be done. 100% can be done. It's just one of those things you got to be able to overcome and push and overcome. So, hope you all have a good night, and I'm going to jump off here. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and see you all next week.